Hi, it's Anthony with Land Title. I wanted to bring you our first to know stats for Boulder County and lots of exciting stuff going on in the month of May. We have just an amazing market here, but we're starting to see a little bit of a shift here. Our average sales price is still 1.134 million, up 11% from this time last year. So definitely nothing to squabble at, but the peak was in April, just like it was last year. The other part of this is the median home sale price is up to $900,000. It's up 8% from this time last year, and we're still well above where we were. It's getting much more expensive to live in Boulder County, but it's finally starting to slow down just a hair. The only other part of this situation that's also concerning, but a little different than the detached side, would be the attached market. So those townhouses and condos, they're still escalating relatively quickly compared to the detached market for the first time really in a lot of months, or in a couple of years. Mainly because there's no inventory there. That part of the market had a lot more inventory early on in COVID because of people not wanting to live in proximity, getting close to each other. But now that we're past that COVID hangover and into 2022, you're really seeing the inventory situation in the attached market just be incredibly low, driving those prices up even more. So the median price is up 13% to 540. We're sitting around 600,000 for the average sales price. Here's the big thing though. We have the price per square foot doesn't really tell us a ton when we look at it from the county view. We have $600 plus a square foot in Boulder in many cases, $250 a square foot out in Erie, $300 a square foot, in places like Broomfield or Longmont, right? So it just doesn't give you a really good picture, but what we do see is just how much that tide is rising, right? That 12% increase in average sales price really gives you a good indication of just how much more expensive it is to live in Boulder. Now, the one thing we want to look at more than anything is the supply situation, and this is going to drive all of our market behavior over the course of the next year or two, especially in this rising interest rate market. So if you look at the new listing slide here, you can really see that we're on pace with last year, right? 665 new listings. That's actually up from basically May of last year. We're a little bit below where we were a year ago for year to date, but we're still right in the mix, right? We're exactly where we were before. No different than 2019 either. So we're still getting this normal traffic we would get for new listings, right? People have to move for one reason or another all the time, and so we're pretty consistent there. The active units on the market is what drives market behavior. So you can really see it here on the active units. 450 active units. We're still below where we were a year ago. That means we're in this incredible seller's market, but we're starting to see a rise. Yes, this is a seasonal rise, but it's also being driven by higher interest rates. So when we look at demand, this is where we're really starting to see the shift. Now you look at pendings. Pendings are down 17.6% from May of last year. We have inventory coming to market. There is homes available to purchase. So stuff is starting to sit just a little. We're starting to see that month supply of inventory rise up. We're at 1 month of inventory, still an incredible seller's market, right? 4 to 6 is considered a balanced market. Here we are at 1. So we're way below. We're exactly on par with where we were last year. The only difference being that our pendings are suffering because of interest rates, because there are not as many qualified buyers out there, and people are starting to pull back a little bit because of what we're feeling in the market. Now, the last thing that's worth looking at though is if homes are priced appropriately, if they are move-in ready, if they're in really primo shape, they're obviously still moving really fast. This is the fastest moving market we've really ever seen in Boulder County. We have 9 days in the MLS as an average right now, even better than last year when we were in a complete gangbusters market. The thing you'd have to remember is this market in May was still better than it was last year in May. We were 106.3% listed sale price, up from 105.9%. But the peak of the market was in April, so we're starting to see that transition. We're starting to see that shift in the marketplace. So if you have any other questions on the market, you want to reiterate some of this to clients or have concerns, obviously reach out to me. I'm always happy to help with that stuff. The local markets are all coming as well, so stay tuned for those. And I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.